Hey guys, I'm finally back. Finally getting around to making the video that I promised about more efficient overclocks for the cryptocurrencies I covered, or the proof of work coins that I've covered. Just a couple of caveats. For one, I'm recording on the GPU, so that's going to eat into the hash rate a little bit. On top of, I'm using a dual screen setup or dual monitor setup, so those two things are going to eat into the hash rate a little bit. I'm going to be linking like the actual full-on hash rates down in the description with images and whatnot. The other caveat is all of the images that I'm linking down in the description, the only one that is 100% accurate would be the Ergo screenshot. All the other ones were taken without turning off both screens, so the hash rates on all of them except for Ergo can potentially be higher. As well as the next caveat is I did get a kilowatt meter, but I am using a X299 board with 8 sticks of RAM on top of a 10920X. So there's going to be a little, well, not a little, but there's going to be some discrepancy from reading it from the wall. Outside of those few things, let's get into the video, or get into this rather. Let's see here. Before I even start, I just want to show what memory I have. It should be, let's see. So GDDR6X Micron memory. I think, honestly, I think Samsung is the best, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I'm gonna start off with Ergo first, but this overclock is kind of a little weird, but I think stock settings for the Strix, I'm not sure about other 4090s, but usually starts at 90%. To get this to work, you want to lock the core at 1695 for the frequency, or 1695 for the frequency, and 770 millivolts, and then crank the memory up to 1200. I know this isn't gonna really get me the what you call it, the actual hash rate and the efficiency that I want, but like I said, took the screenshot, so yeah. Curious what it's gonna pop up as. Hopefully not too bad, assuming this actually starts up. Jesus. This overclock, if I remember correctly, oh god, it's terrible. Anyway, the absolute highest when I found this overclock was 1.58, and that is with the screens turned off, obviously, and no recording. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this overclock is going to be as efficient with recording. Although I really do like Ergo. Just runs cool. Stupidly cool. Let's see. I guess it's taking a second for it to actually catch up a little bit. It might hit around 1.5. But we're getting real close to the 4080 launch, so I will definitely be going to that at my local micro center and trying to see if I can't snag a card. Although I've been hearing that there is going to be less available stock for the 4080. If I remember correctly, 4090 had 140 cards. So, and there's saying, well, leaks are saying that it's going to be roughly 20 to 40% less. So, still around 100 cards. Anyhow, well, yeah, this isn't very efficient, obviously, but I almost forgot to read off the kilowatt meter. Okay, so at the wall, I am getting about 300 watts. Let's see here. Yeah, roughly around 300 watts. So, about an extra 120 watts for the whole system. Anyhow, on to the next overclock, which should be Ravencoin. So, let's see here. This overclock, you want to power limit it to 60%. Put 300 on the core, and then I believe it is 900 on the memory. And this overclock should work for Ravencoin, Ctxc, Meowcoin, Firo, and Zero. All of the Kapow algorithms and the variants or the forks of Kapow. But if I remember correctly, the mega hash I was getting on this was what was it? I believe 64. Yeah, 64 mega hash at 300 watts. So I don't know what it's going to be with the monitors turned off. It might hit like 65. I think if you are tuning it for the most amount of hash rate and you don't really care about the wattage, I believe it got as high as like, I want to say 71 mega hash. So not too bad. The highest, I forgot to mention, the highest hash rate I've seen for Ergo with the 4090 was like 290 mega hash. I think like the efficiency was like 1.5. This is not really a balls to the wall maximum hash rate. It's more about efficiency, since efficiency is king. But yeah, I believe the efficiency was like fluctuate around 214, 216. There's no doubt in my mind that this can hit at least 220. But yeah, this overclock should work on all of the 5 coins, I believe. Yeah, Ravencoin, Ctxc, Meowcoin, Firo, Zero. Yeah. Okay, so next up would be, I'll just do like, I guess one more tick, but yeah, looks like it eats into about like 10 for the efficiency on this one. Let's see here. Next up is Ethereum Classic, and this obviously, oh wait, god damn it, I forgot. I almost forgot the wattage at the wall. My bad. The wattage at the wall is reading about 440 watts. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Okay, yeah, 440, give or take, for the whole system. Whoops. Next up is Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Fair, and Ethereum, what is it? POW or W, ETH W. I'm gonna have to really rebrand that one. Anywho, let's see here. If I remember correctly, reset this. We have us, you want to set the core clock at, where is it? 1905, if I can find the bad boy. Here it is. 1905 with 1000 on the memory. Set that. And then etc. If I remember correctly, this was cracking, I want to say, shoot, it was like 520 for the effective efficiency. It was either that or 540. It was like 123 mega hash at damn, I do not remember. Yeah, like 123 mega hash at I want to say around like 240 watts, I believe. Again, links to all the screenshots in the description, but yeah, it was either 520 for the efficiency or 540. I want to say 520. I don't want to overshoot that, but again, I am getting at the wall about 360 to 370 watts at the wall. Not really cracking the 400 range. I guess that's just for Ravencoin and its variants. But yeah. Let's see here. What one will I do next? I think I will do Flux, but I'm going to be using LOL miner for Flux. Since this, for whatever reason, works a little bit better than G miner, get probably like, I think 20 more souls is what it's called. Time to reset this. So you want to power limit to 60% again. The core at 250, and then the memory at 1100. Set that, and then Kaspa, or not Kaspa, blah, Flux. I want to say this one, for whatever reason, Kaspa is just weird, dude. Like, I could not get this thing to be consistent on one number for whatever reason. It would just bounce around. But on the low end, I would get, what is it? 0.445 on the low end, and then on the high end, I would get 0.468. So I would assume it would just average out to about maybe 0.45 or somewhere around that ballpark, I'm assuming. But at the wall, I am getting roughly about 440 watts. Yeah. The souls would be roughly like at 131 to like 136, and then like the wattage again would just bounce all over the place. I want to say like, yeah, that 278 to around like 286, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think I really saw it going over 300 watts. But yeah, at the wall is staying around 440 watts for the whole system anyway. Guess I'll do like one more tick. Yeah, if somebody can give me some more pointers for dialing in Flux, that'd be much appreciated. But this just would not sit still whatsoever. Oh, I guess I'm kind of proven wrong right there. But that could be just because I'm recording. Anywho, let's get on to Kaspa. So reset this. And then for Kaspa, so in the video I did for Kaspa, you want to use LOL miner, go in and put this little code right here, little cheat code I call it, into the batch file, and this should drop your wattage by around 20 or so, a little bit more, a little bit less than 20 watts for Kaspa. But you want to do that first, and then the overclock, and then run it as the admin when you do it. But let's see here. So what I found, if I can find it, I want to lock it at 2280. There we go. 2280 for the frequency. And then honestly, that's pretty much it. Okay, run this as administrator. I believe the numbers I was getting. Oh my god. Hopefully this freaking pops up. Although I don't know if Microsoft Defender delete. Nope. Never mind. Anywho, what was I saying? Ah, damn. Oh yeah, that's right. I was getting roughly, I want to say, what was it? Close to 2 gigahash for the hash rate, and around 250, 256 for the wattage. This is actually pretty good. At least this card anyway, on this algorithm. It easily cracks 2 gigahash. But yeah, around 2 gigahash at like 256 watts, somewhere around that ballpark. Like I said, as I'm recording, it's eating into the hash rate and, you know, the two screens, but whatever. At the wall, I am getting about 370, 380 watts at the wall. So Sipping on that electricity like water. That's pretty much, this GPU pretty much crushes like every other GPU when it comes to at least Kaspa anyway. I don't think really anything gets close, and I know the efficiency is around like 7.8, 7.7 when I'm not recording and the monitors are off. Oh, I guess I was a little off with the wattage, at least for the GPU anyway. So around like 240, 250, give or take. Next up, probably going to do Cortex. But before we do that, though, if you want to mine like another algorithm, you're gonna have to reset the memory clock. So you pretty much go back into the bash file, and instead of writing the, what is it, the LMC space 810, get rid of the 810, and instead of LMC, write RMC to reset it, then run it as admin again to reset the memory clock, and you should be good to go for the most part. Matter of fact, we'll be doing that. Let's see here. Show more options, edits, RMC, save. Okay, run as administrator, and reset. Okay, that's good. Next up would be Cortex. So this one, I think I'm going to be using Gminer, or I used Gminer. Yeah. You want to set the core clock to 2505. Let's see if I can find it. It should be, here we go, 2505. And then set the memory to 1200. All right, Cortex. Honestly, I do not remember what I had got for this hash rate. Honestly, Cortex and Conflux, I don't really have much experience. I think I know one of them is like Chinese based or China based. I want to say it was Cortex, I believe. What is it? Oh yeah, this is the one. Now I remember the graphs. I believe I got for the speed or the hash rate. I would get 7 graphs to about 7.01 graphs at about roughly. Actually, this wattage right here, 240, 250, with like an efficiency of like 28, I believe. At the wall, I am getting about 380 watts. So, not too bad, not hitting that 450 watts. Yeah. All right, another tick. Yeah, about 250 watts at 7 graphs. Next up, I'll probably just let it do one more tick. Well, next up and last one would probably, well, is going to be Conflux. And this one pretty much behaves pretty similarly to Ethereum and the variants too, which actually I believe they actually just did the hard fork to change the algorithm from Octopus to ET or ET hash, I believe. I believe it's. I want to say it's Wooly Pooly. Anyway, let's see here. So set the core clock to 1935. No, I think it's this one. No, wrong again. 1935 at 1000 for the memory. All right. This one was already pretty similar to ET hash. I think I was getting around like 120 hash rate at like 240 as well, or it was something like that. I know the effective or the efficiency was like at 416. I know that much. Like I said, again, reiterating, just check the links down below for the full on hash rates. Well, semi full on anyway. They're going to be a little bit higher with the monitors turned off or monitors not hooked up. Okay, it wasn't that high, 441. I think actually, no, yeah, the wattage was like 287, I believe, at like 119. Let me see here. At the wall, I am getting, Jesus Christ, getting around 410 watts at the wall. So this one is pretty pretty hungry on the electricity anyway. Anywho, that pretty much wraps up all of the proof of work coins that I've covered, unless of people want me to cover other proof of work coins for the 4090. But the real question is the 4090 worth it for mining if mining ever does return? I would say if two questions are true, then I would say yes. But the 4090 Strix, is it worth it for mining? Probably not. I mean, $2,000 price tag, non-scalped for MSRP, and then scalped, you're talking about like $3,000 plus. But the two questions are, if you can get the Founders Edition, so the, what is it, $15.99 price tag at MSRP, on top of, if the if all of the 4090 like AIBs and the variants and whatnot are all relative in cooling, because like this card, you can pretty much, once you've tuned it with a good overclock, it just runs pretty cool compared to like the 3090 Ti and the 3090. Honestly, it handles heat pretty well. You can probably stick this in like a mining farm and pretty much forget about it. Fire and forget. No modding really required. But I see that an article just recently came on out that they have only shipped like 100,000 RTX 4090s. So not too many of them are out there in the wild. And the way that they're pretty much throttling their supply because they want to dry up Ampere, people might not be able to get their hands on these at MSRP anytime soon. It really doesn't help that you see a lot of them actually being sold on eBay for $1,000 or $1,000 markup. That's insane. Really, really dumb. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is people, some of the YouTubers that have had the chance to, I guess, either get their hands on one or take control of one and try out some overclocks, say this isn't an efficient card. I don't know if it was just them messing around with the card for only like a few minutes, a couple hours or whatever, but I don't know where they're getting the idea that this card isn't efficient. This card is honestly 3070 levels of efficiency, so I don't know what they're talking about. I'd say this card is, I mean, like I said, it's a hefty price on top of we're in a recession, but this card is actually efficient, in my honest opinion. Could it be better? Probably, but compared to like the 3090 and 3090 Ti, it blows them out of the water for efficiency. I guess people are really expecting or really looking out for the 4070 or the 4060 Ti. Those two probably specifically, since last generation they were pretty much the kings of efficiency. But yeah, this card has kind of got, I guess, bad rap for it not being efficient, which isn't true. But that's pretty much the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see if I can get my hands on a 4080 on launch day, because I will probably be covering that card with the same proof of work coins. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and catch you guys later.